Today we're going to do some color mixing with the oil pastels. I picked out a set and it has the primaries and secondaries, which is what I want in the black and white. And I'm working on top of newspaper because I don't really want the little oil pastel bits all over the table, and I don't feel like cleaning up the table. So if I use newspaper, I can just wad it all up and put it in the trash afterwards. So the first thing we're going to do, well, there's like several on this page. Pressure, heavy, that's supposed to say heavy. I had to white out the Y and not to write it back in. Pressure, heavy to light. Shades, that's when you add black. And tints, when you add white. And then we're going to mix two complements and see what we get. Mixing primaries, and then we'll do a rainbow of overlapping blends. So the first one, pressure, heavy to light. I'm going to pick something dark so it really shows well. The other nice thing about newspapers, you can test your colors and clean them off a little bit. So heavy pressure, I want to get a good coverage and have the whole thing, like none of the white of the paper showing. And you can start to see those little oil pastel bits coming off. If you need to peel off some of the paper, go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to lighten up my pressure. And I'll get, basically I'm going to get a value change because more of the white of the paper shows. Until you can get really, really light. I want to move it off that crease because I don't want the crease to show. And it's about as light as I think that oil pastel is going to get on its own. This time I'm going to pick a medium tone color, red. It's not too dark, not too light. And I'm going to start with, it's kind of a red-orange, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to pick this red with a medium pressure, and then I'm going to add some black to that. Ooh, the black is going to be really powerful, so I'm going to keep it kind of light pressure. Make it really, really dark over here, just for variety. And then I'm going to go back over with the red and darken it up. So now I got a dark, dark red to almost black, and then I'm going to let that go to red. And I'm going to wipe off some of the black bits. Get those black bits off my paper. And then I'm going to go back to light pressure and add some of the white. And my white's got blue and some other colors on it, so I clean that up. It's just the nature of them when they bump around in the drawers. So I'm going to mix that, and then I can decide if I want to go back in and add a little bit more red to it. So I almost get a value range. And knock off those little bits. Two complements. I'm going to go for red and green. I don't really have a favorite complement mix, but this is what I'm going to use today. So I'm going to start with red. Same thing, I'm going to start off with heavy pressure, and I'm going to lighten it as it comes across. And then I'm going to do green with heavy pressure so it really shows up clean and bright. And then I'm going to lighten up that pressure as I come across so I can let that red and green mix. And then I can go back and make adjustments. Oops, and lose track of what I'm doing. Make sure you scrape up those little bits that come off of your oil pastel so you don't get color where you don't want it to go. Of course, I'm just using my fingernail, but we might have to get some other little scraping tools out for that. Okay, two primaries. I already have my red out, so I think I'll keep using that. I'm going to do red and yellow. Same thing, heavy pressure, light pressure. Now I had to add a lot of heavy pressure with the yellow to mix with that red. Yellow clean, can I? I'm gonna work on it though. almost not leaving enough room for that one. I'm gonna pick a light blue to make the green. There's two different blues. And the oil pastels are soft, but you can keep using them even when they're small bits. And I think I'm going to use the dark blue for the purple mix. I almost don't have enough room for my rainbow. And then I want to get the lipstick red, the Christmas red, not the red orange, because I want to keep it kind of clean. It's not the prettiest purple, but it does kind of work. And of course, there are purples in the set. And then the last part, the bottom of the page, a rainbow blend. Now I'm going to start with the lightest colors, yellow, oranges, and reds, and then go over to the darker colors. And again, I'm going to clean this up a little bit before I go on. Try to keep my colors clean. So I'm going to do some yellow, and I'm going to pick out the orange in the set. And I'm going to overlap as I go. I like this one better. And I'll get a little bit of pure orange. And then I'm going to use that red orange. And I'm going to transition my red since there's two. And then I'm going to go ahead and use that purple in the set because I like it. And I'm going to let it overlap the red a little bit and make a red violet. And now I got a blue violet, but I might go back in and add just a little bit more violet to it. And then, what? Oh, I don't have a green yet, do I? Okay. Add some green. And I'm using the green out of the set this time. Well, yeah, I used it before up on that complimentary one. But I'm using kind of a yellow green.